I hear the weather's kind of crappy up there.
Well, we're
It's
expecting a lot of snow in the next day or two.
yeah, it's quite actually right now. The last couple of days it's been above freezing, Dave. It's been quite nice,
Yeah,
but we are going to plunge to about 12 below tomorrow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's supposed to be getting cold down here. They
But then it's getting
Friday
milder.
morning, they're saying in Florida, down in Naples where I am, that
Mm,
it's going to be 3 degrees Celsius in the first thing, like in early morning, like in AMs,
mm,
like 3 or 4 in the morning.
yep,
Coldest they've had on record in a long, long, long time.
yeah.
Wow.
Every week I'm on a Zoom call with a number of people involved in the Haiti project, and several of them are in Florida. And they're saying that yesterday, I think the temperature went down to about 32 degrees
Yeah.
Fahrenheit. In other words, freezing.
Yeah, that's just usually in the morning and then it just pops right back up. But
Mm.
it's at least it's sunny. Like there's no real clouds and it's sunny in the sky, which
Yeah. Mm.
makes it a happy environment rather than a gloomy gray environment.
Mm. Yeah, actually, I find when it's cold, if it's sunny, it's quite tolerable because the sun on your back keeps you warm anyway.
You're right.
Tomorrow is going down to about minus 12, but it will be sunny. And then on Friday, it's going to bounce back up to about 2 or 3 degrees again.
Yeah,
So
so
just a
what you
short.
guys are getting tomorrow, we're getting down here on Friday. It's coming all the way down.
Okay. Yep. One of those polar vortexes.
Yep. And they say it normally doesn't get this far down. It's not strong enough. But this one's
Mm,
got a real push to it. And it's going to
mm,
make it all the way down to Florida.
yep. Mm.
Hey, I can't complain.
Nobody listens anyway.
Right. Yeah, I just played a round of 18 holes of golf this afternoon, so I can't
Good.
complain.
Mhm.
Yes, my family are down in Georgia for most of the winter, but
Oh, are they?
Sea Island.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, but I come home. I'm home next Tuesday. I'll be at the Oh My Gosh auction on Tuesday night or Wednesday.
Good, good.
Wednesday. So, but I'm only home for a short while and then I'm back down here again.
Uh-huh. Uh,
Hello, hello.
hello, Erin.
Hello.
Hello, Aaron.
How
Hello.
are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good. Can't complain. New Year's off to a good start. I had a little bit of a how are we almost at the midway point in January moment when I looked at the date today, but it's going.
Yeah, we're almost at the midpoint of January. Two more
Yeah,
days, and then, by gosh,
Yeah, that's
we're
right.
on the tail end of January, and then February's not that far away.
that's
Yeah,
right. It'll be
winter,
summer before we know it.
winter will soon be behind us. Yep, days are already getting a bit longer. Nights are
Yeah,
getting shorter.
Yeah.
notice
Yeah,
that. A little bit more daylight.
Yep.
Hmm. Hmm.
David, are you in Florida?
I am.
I can tell by your attire that you're not
I'm
in
not here. I'm not there.
yeah. Well, it was mild this morning here. I'm just north of Whitby in Brooklyn, and it was like I bundled up to take my daughter to school, and by the time it was garbage day, and I was lugging our recycling in, and I thought, why am I so hot? And then I looked at my phone, and I was like, oh, it's like 4 degrees, but it's supposed to
Yeah.
drop tonight, and we're getting a bunch of snow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, last weekend at Trails was the first weekend back from like the holiday break and we couldn't do any of the winter activities. Like it's so melted. Like we had
Yeah.
such a big
Mm.
base, but then it melted and it was super icy. So I know that the program team is very happy about this forecast of the next couple days because we're supposed to get another 20 centimeters.
Yeah.
We
Oh my God.
actually have we're hoping to have a hockey tournament February 12th on the pond at Trails or on the lake. Like a corporate group is putting on a third party fundraiser for Trails, but they're doing it like a all staff hockey tournament that they want to host at Trails. So we have a contingency plan for a
Good.
rink in Newmarket if the weather doesn't cooperate, but it would be
Wow.
lovely to have a couple games of shinny going in live time on the lake.
That's kind of cool.
Wonderful.
But I assume the lake usually freezes over every winter, right? Because you skate on that.
It does. So we were up at Trails December 13th for holiday celebration, and it wasn't frozen over. But then it dropped for a good amount of time. And
Right.
I know Mel was out a little bit, but then the mild temperatures and the rain of like last week, there were pools on it again. So there's been one thick enough freeze, but it usually isn't until like late January that it's the longest stretch, unless we
Right.
have like
Okay.
a
Yeah.
really, really like cold, consistent cold, because the water like flows through. And yeah, people were like, oh, let's skate at Hallsell. And it was like you could still see the water in some spots. There was snow on the ground, but no,
Yeah.
stay away.
Mhm.
So
Crazy.
yeah, but I'm a winter lover, so I don't mind it. My husband says we've shoveled more this year than we ever have, which isn't true at all.
Mm.
I said, don't worry about it.
But-
School hasn't closed yet, so we haven't had
Right.
that
Not
much.
enough snow to close schools, not heavy. Right.
That's
No.
right.
I've grown out of being a winter lover. I'm just not
That's all right.
there anymore.
The golf game. You follow the golf game, right?
I do. I played golf. I played 18 holes today.
Oh, that's not something that we can talk about here. It's like the big comment here was, I never got that like putting green set for the backyard that I wanted at Christmas time. And I said, there's a reason for that. We still have a young child and a trampoline and a dog. You can go
Right.
elsewhere for that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, hi, Maria, Ray.
Maria?
Hi guys.
Put your speakers on.
Yeah, you're muted, Ray.
You're muted, both of you.
Nope.
Maria's not
Not
there.
anymore. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Maria survived the whole holiday.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's-
And are you still
no.
traveling more?
For the moment, I'm not traveling, but wait a few weeks and I will be away again.
Mm.
But survived the holidays, now taking up for just breathing a little, then it's Easter.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
It's right back at it.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's-
Amazing.
Hi,
You have to
Glenn.
come over because this Wednesdays we have waffles in the church, you know.
Oh, that sounds good.
Uh-huh.
Sounds tasty.
It is.
Very good. Very good. I guess, Jonathan, are you one of our speakers?
He is one of our speakers.
He is. He
Yeah.
is. And I just got a message from Abby. We were going to do my spiel, then Jonathan, then Abby. But Abby her train stalled for a bit, so she's won't get on till 7:10. But I just said sneak right in, and that should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry about logging in with the phone when she's still coming out of the train, because it's hard to hear, but she'll sneak right in.
Mhm.
And we'll be good to go.
Very nice.
Jonathan, did you have class today?
I did, yeah. I had a couple, and I'm still here on campus now. So I found a nice room to sneak into, so should be good.
Good.
Okay, David, I'm a masochist. What's the weather like there?
It wasn't, Glenn, it was warmer than when you are, but it's not as warm as it could be. We were just talking about this, that cold front you're getting tomorrow in Toronto. I will be getting it on Friday morning. It's supposed to be in Naples, Florida. It's supposed to be close to freezing on Friday morning around 4 or 5 in the morning.
My
So,
goodness.
but it pops back up. It's in the low 70s right now. I played around of golf today. It was sunny. It was beautiful.
Yep.
So I cannot complain. I hope that makes you feel good or bad. I'm not sure which, Glenn.
By the way, I hate you.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jackie.
Hello, Jackie. Hello, Jackie.
David, what have you got on the background?
I've got. Oh, I'll move this way. Oh, I gotta go to the picture. There you go.
Changing lives.
Mm.
Changing
I couldn't get the Trails logo in the background, but I tried.
Okay. David has a picture of Trails, the main building.
Yeah.
How are you, Aaron and Jonathan? And who else have we got?
We are all here, Jackie. David, if you're
Yes.
down in Florida, you have the Church of Sweden there too. You can go over and get some real coffee because the American version of coffee, no.
I don't drink it, but
Yeah.
if I'm
And they
gonna
have
go to
cinnamon
if I'm
buns
gonna go to
also, and
anything,
they're
I'm
really
gonna go
good.
to if I'm gonna go to anything, I'm gonna go to a Rotary meeting. But it seems to be hard to find the Rotary meeting dates, and if they actually do meet, I think I just need to go over to I think there's one for the Naples North at the Hilton around here. And I reached out to them and they didn't respond back to me. I said, "Are you guys meeting this Wednesday?" I never heard anything back. So I think I just need to drive over there and go and see and just be there for when their meeting is supposed to happen.
That's why you should go to the church instead. Probably there will be someone from Rotary there in the church.
Maybe.
And then you can ask them. Yeah, we
Maybe.
fix everything, you know. Business and miracles. Business.
Yes, you're right.
Hello, Walter.
Oh, hello.
Walter.
Hello, Maria. Are you talking about getting people into your church? I've been trying that for the last couple of months.
She wants me
Thank
to
you
go
very
down here
much.
in Florida.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. David is down in Florida, and of course, we have a Church of Sweden in Florida too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we are everywhere.
Just before I signed on, I opened up an email that Ron Denham got us another $1,000 from one of for our Ukrainian project. That terrific, Ron. Every little bit helps. And
Exactly. Rotary Club in Kansas.
Kansas. And Ron, has anybody contacted that Rotundo Beach Club in California? Because we gave them 4,000 US. That was your contact, right?
It would have been, yeah. I haven't contacted them directly. I contacted the Bath District Governor, Marge Cole, who was going to send the message to everybody else, but she's on my follow-up list. You know,
Okay,
I sent messages to a lot of people last month.
Right.
Christmas is dead. I'm
We
now
did-
following up with all these people.
Good. We did give them 4,000 US. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
yeah. Okay, great. Who is Robert TV?
No, Robert V. Bob Vernon.
Rob Vernon.
Bob.
Oh, Robert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
can't get my camera to work.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm using a new computer.
Okay.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
you
Well,
just
your
go
voice
down
is
to,
coming through clear.
what about going down to the lower left-hand corner and clicking the camera?
No.
I did do that.
Very helpful.
Robert, is it a PC?
Yes.
Yeah. Look where the camera should be, which is
At the top.
in the top. Is it a little, very, very small little thing that you can slide left and right?
Yep.
I think you may have it.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Keep
Just
sliding.
Ah, thank you.
Hallelujah. Wow.
Good work.
Solution.
Maria, you've just got a new job at our club, you know. Forget about Ron Wild.
As I said, during the pandemic, we had this senior group with the lovely ladies. The young one was 72, and we had to do all the meetings on Zoom. So I've helped these ladies for the first time ever going into Zoom.
Very
In touch.
Very
Learn
nice.
a few things there.
Sure. Sure.
Not seen Chad yet.
I saw Stephen. There, yeah.
Is Stephen's there?
Yep.
Hello, Stephen. Your microphone's off, Stephen. There you go.
There we go. How are
Jonathan,
you?
where are you this year? Where are you in school?
I'm at the University of Toronto right now, actually, as I'm speaking to you all.
Okay, downtown campus or Scarborough?
St. George campus, yes.
Okay, and what faculty or college are you in?
I'm in St. Michael's College.
Oh my goodness, that's my alma mater.
Yeah,
Yeah, I stayed in the Loretta residence. Are you? Yeah,
Oh,
great, good. So that's wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Very good.
great place.
Okay. So what do we got? We're 3 minutes before 7 there.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
just
we're still waiting for Abigail, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Aaron?
So just before you came on, Jackie, her train was holding. She should be in by 7:10, which is okay for me to get started. We'll go to Jonathan first
No
and she'll
problem.
slide right
I've
in.
got I've got an introduction for all the newbies who are.
Perfect.
I invited six new potential members.
Ooh.
Great.
Yeah, I don't see any of them. I think they like us better in person than on Zoom.
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
Mm-hmm.
It's lovely to see your tiles, but I enjoy you all in person as well. So I don't blame them.
Stephanie Swales looks like a new person.
Not anyone I've, not anyone I invited. Ah, there, that's Mrs. Swales. Mr. Swales, rather.
Mr. Swales. Hello.
Hello, yeah, very not new. Sorry to
Oh,
disappoint.
we now have all three Walters.
And that's how it should be.
Yep, yep.
We're taking over. We're taking over. Yeah, the three Walters are taking over.
Yep.
we'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
Good.
Chad, you can disregard my email I just sent you.
Okay, I would have not seen it yet. Here we go. Noted. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jonathan, where do you take your courses? At St. Mike's or cross campus?
Oh, it's all across campus now.
Sydney's-
My first year I had some courses in Brennan Hall in St. Mike's though, yeah. And that was nice.
Right, so you're at Sydney Smith, or are you in arts or science or?
Yeah, I'm in the arts and science faculty, and so they get us running around campus. They give us 10 minutes. It's kind of funny for the new teachers. We usually start 10 minutes after, which it's called U of T time because the campus is so large that they have us running across campus in the blizzards to make it on time. So it's all over campus though.
And do you use the St. Mike's Library or Coop at all, or?
Oh, I believe we have one. I think it's relatively newer, the Kelly Library.
Mhm. At
That
the
is St. Mike's, I believe.
You also have the Pontifical Institute of Medieval Studies, some of the rarest books in North America, rarest books in the world outside of the Vatican, right there at St. Mike's.
I've not taken advantage of those, to be honest.
I don't think you'd find it very exciting.
Okay, guys, it's 7 o'clock, so I don't want to hold anybody else up. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 14th. I can't remember what day of the week it is. The Wednesday, January 14th, Rotary Toronto Eglinton meeting. We have 17 people on now. I'm not sure who the 17th person is yet. And we have three guests. So we have Aaron and from Trails. Welcome again. We know Aaron quite well. And then Jonathan Cater. Is it Cater?
Yep,
Is that what
that's
I'm saying?
correct.
Yeah, Jonathan Cater is one of our award recipients. And then Abigail, who'll be joining us at some point in time. She's currently in transit, so she'll be jumping on, but I want to make sure we recognize her before we start the meeting. So welcome. I'm going to call upon Miss Stephanie Swales at this point in time. Chad, I'm going to call on Chad to do the reflection for this evening's meeting.
Thanks, David. My reflection's fairly brief. As many of you know, I've got a couple of little kids here at home, and it's really the only thing I talk about because it's the only interesting thing I have to talk about these days. But you end up reading a lot of like kids books, like those little cute kids books, and although no one would ever, of course, open one up and read it on their own, they're nice because like they've got like a lot of nice little lessons in them, and it kind of brings you back to your base of like like what's good. So yeah, I got my inspiration for this little reflection from one of the books where it's basically like I think it was a Christmas book, and they were talking about like the kid was talking about all their presents, and then at the end, like the thing concludes, and it's like the nicest gifts of all are the ones you give, because they felt really nice giving a gift. So I just wanted to reflect on that, like how lucky we all are as Rotary members of this club to be in the position to give gifts. And help other people out. Like there's so many people in the world who aren't able to do that. So I just wanted to give that little reflection on how lucky we all are to be in this position.
Thank you, Chad.
Mhm.
And then we're going to move on with our regular program. So I'm going to ask Jackie to do our introduction of our speakers for this evening.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. And that was really a nice reflection, Chad. Very good. Okay, so I was expecting that there would be a number of new people on our meeting today, new members, and so I have a little bit of history here. Rotary's been involved with trails since its founding. Um, if you read a little bit of the history, I think we contributed about $250,000 in funds and in kind, in labor, to the construction of the main building. And one of our members, Chris Torkowski, was the architect of that building. And it has been one of our signature programs. We have followed it with pride. And John McIntosh served as the chair of the board for a number of years. And of course, Tom Knott is the current champion. And of course, I'm giving this introduction because Tom is playing tennis. And I want to say right up front, I couldn't replicate a Tom Knott introduction, but I'm going to try. Okay. So this is a special evening for members of Toronto Eglinton because we honor the memory of two beloved Rotarians by meeting the 2025 recipients of scholarships in their name. The first is John Bonnick. John Bonnick was an award-winning architect. He was a great believer in the academic potential of Trails graduates. Um, he, he established, while still alive, a scholarship in his wife's name. And I want you to know that he read every single application. And so when he passed in 2020, we took over the scholarship as a tribute to John and his work as a Rotarian. John was famous in our club. He was a charter member. He was famous for his black tie dinners at his wonderful architecturally decorated home, and his wit and his generosity. Ron, have you got a quick John Bonnick story?
Uh, the greatest ones of all were when we were skiing, and he used to ski in a yellow ski suit before yellow was popular, and he was always known as the yellow banana.
And you guys skied together many years, right?
Many times, yes.
Mhm. Yeah. He was something else. The other award tonight is the Pat Bartlett Richards Award. Pat, to say that Pat was was generous and warm-hearted is really not enough. You know, she financed an orphanage in Tibet. She set up an AIDS clinic in India. And then somehow, she was an artist in Toronto. And then somehow she met Mike Hazel, and Mike talked to her about trails, and Pat was smitten. So when we were in 1996, when we were raising funds for trails, Pat donated the proceeds of her annual art show to the Trails Building Fund. And she became Trail's biggest supporters. And she was a mentor to so many students at Trails, like Fatih Stanley and whatever. She had a special role at our club too. Do you remember what it was, folks? Ray, do you remember What was Pat Bartlett Richards' famous for at our club?
Hugging.
Yeah.
Right. She had a big button that said she was the chief hugger.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. Oh gosh, we miss these people. Anyway, enough history. I'm going to turn things over to Erin McLean, who is the Director of Alumni and Volunteer Services, and who will introduce you to our Bonnick and Pat Bartlett Richards scholarship winners this year. Erin.
Thank you.
So much, Jackie. Good evening, everyone. So excited to be sharing in this space this evening. I'm really excited because for the past couple years on this call, I've been sharing the letters from our winners because it's usually been in the daytime, in the middle of class. So the fact that we will have both of our recipients on the call tonight to kind of share about themselves and the impact is, I think, extremely special and very appropriate. But before I jump in, I will give a brief scholarship update just because I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge beyond these two wonderful awards that we have, the multi-year commitment that the club has made, one of the many commitments you've made to trails, but specifically the multi-year commitment for the scholarship program is really exciting. And I'm using the scholarship program because officially at the start of September, we rebranded from the Trails Bursary to the Trails Scholarship. Still the exact same, just a new name. And we've done so on our collateral and on our website. But throughout the start of this year, we're going to see a little bit more announcement about it and be a little bit more intentional. And the reason that we changed that name is because everybody who has the opportunity to be a recipient of the Trails Scholarship has already accomplished a lot. They're a Trails graduate. And that in and of itself is a lot of work, a lot of accomplishment to get through that program to emerge as the leader that they are from Trails. So they've already put in a lot of work. Oftentimes scholarships say you need to earn that. Well, our kids have earned the right to this opportunity through the work that they've put in. So I think it's more of a reflection of the journey that they've had and the continuous journey that they're on. So we're so thankful for the Rotary Club's support of the scholarship, and that's that multi-year gift. To kind of give you a by the numbers look before we jump in to hear from Jonathan, our fiscal year starts October 1st. So we just wrapped up Q1. And so far to date in this fiscal, we have 59 students being supported by the scholarship. So that will carry through to any new people coming into special programs, and then with a huge influx of new applicants coming in next fall. So when you look at how the year goes, it's a little beyond the school year, but we anticipate that number this year to hit at least 78. And by the time we catch up to 2030 and doubling, we're probably going to be sitting at around 95 recipients for a steady foreseeable future, since we'll be caught up to the double cohort all the way through. So when I started 5 years ago at Trails, we were supporting 37 people at that time. So from 37 to 78 in 5 years is substantial, and that's made possible by the support of the community, by our growing number of graduates, and we're so proud of that. In December, we distributed $107,000 in preparation for the winter semester, and that was Trails funds. But one of the things we've done to kind of expand the impact of the scholarship program is starting to partner with some academic institutions in the city. So through partnerships with TMU, so Toronto Metropolitan University, York University, and George Brown right now. An additional $22,965 was also given to our youth, with another $5,000 committed for disbursement this month at the end when the drop date for classes happens. And we're looking to expand more of those partnerships. So that way, the gifts that we can give through Trails can then be matched and more impact for our youth. So that's something we're really excited and proud of. And in November and December alone, through the hard work of our scholarship committee, caught my tongue there. We had over 80 hours of mentorship calls. So that's a lot when you think about 59 students in the program, 5 volunteer mentors on the committee, talking through budget calls, course decisions, kind of future selection, challenging life circumstances that are impacting studies. So in just November and December alone, it was 80 hours of calls. And I have a quote to share, and I think it really speaks to the for life idea. But one of our recipients sent this note in at the end of the semester, and I got it when I came back from like winter break. She said, I can't thank you enough for the support that this program has shown me over the past semester. I feel like we are in this together, and I'm so thankful for Trails. So, this is a student who was navigating her first year at York, handling a lot of stuff going on personally with her family, who lives far north in Ontario, out of town. They no longer live in the city. And she was struggling with that and almost full-time hours of a job as well. And she hit a couple roadblocks. And we were on the call with, on the phone with her multiple times, thinking about the options, getting her connected with student services. And everything worked out in a really, really positive way. She also achieved really, really strong marks in a top-notch engineering program. But that reflection wasn't prompted. It was just I have a space to breathe, and I really feel like I have a we, and that I think is really impactful and goes to show that it's Trails, but by extension, it's our community partners like your group that makes that possible. Because it would be really easy to hear that story switch to, I ran into all these troubles, I had nobody to turn to, and I dropped out of the semester. So when you look at what this program offers, far beyond financial impact, it really is that secondary level of support that is huge. So that's kind of the Q1 update, where we're at, why you'd hear me saying scholarship more than bursary, but it's still that same old program, just a little bit of a rebrand that I think better reflects our youth. And I never had the pleasure of meeting John Bonnick, but I've heard a lot about him. I've heard a lot about him in these introductions and stories and reflections. And when I had the joyous task of sitting back and thinking who out of our recipients this year represents those characteristics. I thought of Jonathan. Jonathan, I won't give it a full bio. I want him to speak and really share his own story, but he is a graduate of the Wind Seekers from Trails, and he is a numbers man, which is something that I think is substantial and quite the achievement, because I don't speak that language at all. It was not my favorite topic. Numbers of any sort, statistics, that type of thing. That's what gave me an upset stomach. So when I always have the chance to talk to Jonathan, I'm wowed by his courses, the work he's doing, seeing, hearing, the study, what he wants to do. So I like to think of him as a numbers man. But beyond that, I think two things that I've seen Jonathan grow with in spades through his time in the program is both perseverance and seeking out opportunities for himself. He is very much an advocate of himself, and I have seen that trait uh, grow strongly through his years of school. He knows how to navigate systems and challenges in a way now that I think he got a lot of that from Trails, but even in the time within the scholarship program, I've seen him put that to use, and I am so proud of the accomplishments that I've seen him achieve in the short time that I've got to know him through this program. So I think he's without a doubt a very appropriate recipient of the Bonnick Award. And I'd like to introduce you to Jonathan to have him share a little bit about himself and his journey at Trails. So over to you, Jonathan.
Right.
Thank you so much. That was a very, very warm welcome. And as well, thank you to Jackie as well for just the preamble. When Aaron reached out to me initially about the award, I was ecstatic. But to hear actually a bit about John, I also did not get the privilege of meeting him. Maybe I share his name, but to know a bit more about him makes the following words that I'm going to present to you guys even more meaningful and even more impactful. So I prepared a letter that I would love to read to you all, and I believe it will be sent to you guys as well. So, okay. And just a heads up, because I have it on my screen, you guys can still see me perfectly. Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, so thank you all for hosting me. My name is Jonathan Cater. I am a 22-year-old currently. I'm a Trails alumni, like Aaron said. I was a part of the Wind Seekers program from 2014 to 2018, I believe. And then I proceeded to do a extra year of the leader in training to 2019. So I'd like to take this opportunity to truly express my deepest gratitude to be this year's 2025 or 2026, I'm not sure, recipient of the John Bonnick Award. To be selected as a recipient of this award, I needed to match the attributes of what this award represents: outstanding academic focus, results, and someone who demonstrates perseverance and commitment to the community, like Aaron highlighted so well. That being said, I take a true honor in receiving this award. The Trail Scholarship Program has consistently been there for every up and down throughout my academic journey. It's not a special case what Aaron mentioned. All of everybody I know personally, academic careers are not linear. It can be up and down, and Trails has personally always been there for me whenever I needed that. Well beyond financial means as well. So being able to connect with the mentors of the program as well and the coordinators, being able to do our mentorship check-ins, explain a bit where I currently am, where I want to go, the struggles of the course load that I'm undertaking, how we can adjust. They've always been there. They've truly always been there, and they've truly been very encouraging and understanding even throughout the hardest times. And I'm now in my last year as well. So a big tribute to them. Specifically, one of coordinators, Sean. I've been meeting with Sean lately, and he's been very helpful to me. I'd like to share a little bit about myself before Trails. So initially, Trails, I like to kind of say, is a part of my family tree. So my older brother and my older sister both did the same program as me and had the privilege of being supported through the Trails Now Scholarship. And so I've been at the Trails Lodge ever since I was as young as I can essentially remember. And before Trails, I was a very curious individual, very curious child of the world around me, but I wasn't exactly sure how to find the grit and strength needed to persevere through our modern day society. At Trails, I was pushed yet supported. I was pushed to new boundaries, new ceilings on myself, new mental endurance. I learned how to effectively communicate with my peers, work in teams to get what at many times felt impossible tasks done. Trails opened the opportunity for me to step into leadership roles, organize and guide my peers on trips. We would have leaders of the day. That was tricky at first as a young individual to guide and lead an entire boatload, literally, of people. We had a 15 person boat on my trip, I remember, and we would have a compass and a map, and we had to lead them to the next campsites. But pushing me and pushing the people that were in my group around me into new comfort zones, that is what truly actually built the grit that I take with me, the perseverance, the willpower that I take with me into my day-to-day lives now. Because of Trails, and specifically because of the scholarship program, my childhood dreams have come true. I've been able to pursue a highly prestigious degree at a world-renowned university, surrounded by top international talent, professors, my classmates. This would not be possible without the scholarship support. And I have the privilege now of specifically graduating from my dream school, where I'm currently studying financial mathematics, statistics, and some economics, as I previously stated, here at the University of Toronto. After which I am committed to pursuing a meaningful career in risk and asset management, and that's currently where my passions lie. I intend to make a great use of this support from Trails. I've seen my older brother and my sister do the same, and I intend to achieve meaningful impact in this country's society. I aim to eventually find great success in my passions, one day donate back to the Trails Scholarship Program, continuing the cycle of success and support. And so I'd like to thank all of you who support Trails. This program is rare. It really is rare, but it's so important, and it truly has changed the lives of myself, my family, and many, many others. And I hope you can see my vision too and continue to support this program for years to come, and the new generations, like Aaron mentioned, who will benefit from this. So thank you so much again for choosing me to be the John Bonnick recipient, and Happy New Year.
Thanks so much, Jonathan. I think we can definitely open the floor for questions, but I think we can do that after we hear from Abigail. I see that she's snuck on, and I got the text to say, I'm here, I'm good to go. So just as I gave a little intro to Jonathan, I want to do one for Abigail too. Abigail graduated from Trails from Flying Fox Nation. So this is another one of our cohort names, and Flying Fox Nation is also referred to as FFN. And this is a cohort that's kind of special to me because they graduated from Trails the first year I was at Trails. So they were our first double cohort year. First time that two groups went all the way through the 4 years of the program. And if I could think, when I thought about, again, unfortunately never had the pleasure of meeting Pat, but I've heard a lot about Pat, especially her hugs, because a Trails hug is a unique thing, and it sounds like a Pat hug was a equally unique thing. So her art is up in the lodge, obviously, and I've heard of her through all of you and through Fatty. And obviously, there's a huge commitment to the arts and her passion and her skills, and then also a deep community passion and this desire to pay it forward. And when I thought about who represents those traits, it was easy for me to think of Abby. And she is full of artistic grace, as her talent is on the dance floor, which I will let her share about. But she also has had a huge impact in her community. Her passion drives the work that she does and a lot of the dreams that she has for herself. So without further ado, I will turn things over to Abigail so you can hear from her.
Hello, everybody. Oh my
Hi.
gosh, so happy to see everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you guys are having a great evening. The snow outside is crazy, by the way. But happy 2026 for starters. And I just wanted to express my heartfelt gratitude for being considered and even receiving this amazing scholarship. Trails has been such a huge support to me over the past couple of years, not only in my supportive studies, but as growth as a person. Before Trails, I was still pursuing my love for dance, but I noticed that something inside me was like deeply missing. I didn't really have a voice, and I had a lot of big ideas, hopes, and dreams, but I was still conserved and a little bit of a people pleaser, kind of afraid to step on anyone's toes. I had a name, but my identity was still a bit lost to me. So at Trails, I learned how to trust and how to build confidence, and I learned how to self express in a safe way, and above all things, awoken my voice as a leader. Over the course of those 4 years, the For Life program, I've learned how to communicate with others without diminishing my own light. And I've had many joyous moments with peers and plenty of lifetime worth experiences in the outdoors here. Because of Trails, I'm able to graciously navigate challenging times in life with the help of conflict resolution, as you may have heard before, and community building skills I've carried along with me in my back pocket everywhere I go, while also playing a role in helping me build the courage to carry on my own studies into university and start a dance program in my community, like Aaron talked about. So currently, I'm a third year undergraduate student at York University, studying to get my bachelor's in fine arts degree in dance. My future career goal is to build up my own dance program, which I started in 2024, called Inspiring Community Dance Connections. And I really hope that someday it could transition into a non-for-profit organization like Trails, and to focus on providing a faith-based dance program, an outreach program that will serve underserved neighborhoods. Sorry about that. Which is not something I would ever even imagine the girl before I was saying. So I just want to say thank you so much for giving me the chance and feeding my inspiration. None of this would have been possible without you, and I greatly appreciate having Trails always in my corner. Knowing that the community believes in you is the greatest gift anyone could ever ask for. So thank you so much again for always believing in me and You guys are all awesome. And I just, amazing kudos to anything that comes next in your journey. And I want to be able to inspire someone just as much as you guys have inspired me. So thank you.
Thanks, Abby. So two very different fields of study, but two very clear young leaders who have lots of aspirations, which I think is the dream of um, any well, as a parent, any parent, but any program. When you think about what the goal of Trails is, our mission has stayed the same from the get-go, and that's to challenge and equip youth to become contributing members of the community. And contribution looks different for everybody, whether it's in dealing with government assets or it's with inspiring someone to take those first steps in a dance class. It means a lot if it's filling each individual heart and making an impact on someone else. So I think we have two incredible recipients this year. I'm so happy that you got to hear from them and not just me passing along that letter. Both of the letters that they have written, I will send to Tom and David and Jackie, and then they can be shared with along with the recording if anybody's not able to be a part tonight. But I'll open the floor up. You can ask any trails related broader scholarship questions, or you can hear from the guests of honor and ask Jonathan or Abby anything if you'd like.
Good. I think we should acknowledge we have one guest here. I think Jackie, he's probably one of your guests.
Yes, Patrick.
King.
Yep, Patrick, I finally got you 3 emails later.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hello, Patrick.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I think now for the second time. I was at the previous lunch meeting last week. Very, very excited to hear from the should I call them the scholars or the fellows? Very, very excited to see the young generation, taking advantage of the existing opportunities and reshaping their future. I was really very touched by the words of Jonathan, hoping, thinking that he wants to let this continue even for the future, right? And that's for me reminds me of why it's important to plant trees and to like get the new generation empowered and moving. I used to work with the young people for a very long time in Uganda, where I founded and led an organization called Uganda Youth and Adolescent Health Forum. I remember I started it when I was like 21, fresh from Makerere University. And until today, it is empowering lives of so many young people, women, girls across reproductive health, mental health, gender-based violence prevention, and all that. So yeah, I feel like I'm in the right space. I'm in the right place. I really look forward to uh hopefully joining the club. Yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds. And like I said last week, I look forward to bringing my enthusiasm, my energy. And I'm also still a newcomer in Canada. I've lived here for 3 years and 10 months now. 3 years, 9 months or 10 months. I came from Uganda. I came in as a refugee, but currently I work with Hope for Refugees International. And yeah, so look forward to joining the club. Thank you. And to meeting many of you, to having you as my close friends, to connecting basically, and to serving as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Are there any questions for Jonathan and Abigail at all, or Aaron at this point?
I've
Because
got.
I know that Abigail's on her way trying to get somewhere, and Jonathan's between classes or just finishing up. If there are not any questions for these guys,
I've got a suggestion.
Lots
Yeah.
of questions.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Stephen.
Abigail, once you set up your dance nonprofit, should come back to our club, talk about what you're doing, and maybe if you're going to seek some funds, it would be neat to be able to support somebody who had a trail scholarship from our club to be able to support what they do with the scholarship after they graduate.
Mm.
Definitely 100%. I'm
That's a
all for
great,
it.
that's a great suggestion, Abigail. But the first thing you have to do, or the second thing after you get the dance studio set up, you have to become a registered charity because our we can only support registered charities. That would be a wonderful idea if you did that. I have a question for Jonathan. What do you i- have you got any plans for graduate work, or are you have you done any, like, if you interned with any financial company? Have you got your foot in the door in any organization?
Well, for graduate work, yeah, it's something really common for my undergrad degree to pursue. So I did the applications and kind of just sit back with your fingers crossed. But other than that, um, regarding like financial institutions, that could look like pension plans, it could look like different asset management companies, and then that would be um, the applications for internship positions could look like 9, 8 months, a year or so, and then those usually transition into full-time roles. But as for just the demand of the course load, it's not usually common whilst in undergrad to have internship positions. Is usually something that I would see at post graduation, which would be very soon for me. So it's very exciting. But yes.
Good, good.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Maria.
To both of you, both Jonathan and Abigail. Ladies first, what are you doing in 5 years?
In 5 years. Ooh. Well, obviously, I really hope to have the non-for-profit up and running. Um, yeah, I feel like that's like my main focus in the next 5 years. I mean, I would also love to like keep going and developing my craft as like a artist and like choreographer performer. But to me, the students come first before anything because I want to cherish the memories that I've been given and transfer it to them. Yeah.
Jonathan?
That's a question I ask myself maybe every day, but um, I've been lucky enough to share a passion that me and my older brother both seem to mutually exclusively stumbled upon. So it's been very bonding over these last years or so, to kind of rekindle that. So in 5 years, ideally, I would like to be working with my older brother, who is finishing his PhD here as well in financial mathematics. Um, and there seems to be a gap in the Toronto market for essentially applying more of these mathematical, statistical lenses to the financial markets. They're quite prevalent in New York City and Chicago. You can find them in various firms in Asia. But for some reason, Toronto does not seem to be a hub for that. And I think it would be really, really a dream of mine to be able to bring that to my home city where I've grew up my whole life, and to be able to maybe start that momentum. And that would be probably longer than 5 years for sure, but it would be somewhere to try and aim for within 5 years. And the reality is, I would likely be working and learning from a lot of experienced individuals for those 3 to 4 years forthcoming. But yes.
Good.
These are good questions. I might add the where are you going to be in 5 years to the scholarship check-ins, like just to keep the students on their toes. Like you're 2 years in. Where are you going to be in 5 years, and see what they say, and then I can read it back to them in 2 years after that when it's a completely different direction, because that's always nice to reflect on. I see Ron's hand.
Yeah, Jonathan, hearing you describe your specialties, I used to describe it as econometrics, which was where I specialized many years ago. And thinking of opportunities, have you considered a firm such as Accenture? It was a consulting firm rather than directly a financial concern, but a concern such as Accenture, heavily involved in advising people, and they are based on quant methods, heavily quantitative oriented. And some of the others like that, I think of Bain. I'm not sure how big their operation here is in Canada. Accenture is big in Canada. I'm not sure about Bain or BCG, but those consulting organizations might also offer an opportunity which may be lacking in the big banks.
Right. It's a very, very interesting point. I'll have to look into that.
Good. Thank you.
And this is all something that Trails helps with too. When we think about like next steps, we open up to the Trails network and we say, you know, we've got a student in this space. Can somebody open some doors, some discovery calls, some connections? So there are people within the Trails network that are connected to it, Accenture. So that's another one to think about. But these kind of conversations are kind of where we see beyond the scholarship program and we talk about forward resources. Like we can't pull a job out of a hat, but we can start to help with that network and that exposure to kind of see what openings and what possibilities exist within that network. So that's a great suggestion.
Aaron, that reminds me of something like Rotarians have great connections. So
I'm
put
very aware.
Put us on your list because Chad, you're with what, TD?
Yeah, I have like my 2 cents of what I think might be interesting. Maybe we can connect afterwards. I'll send you my email address right now.
Be amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that like whenever I get a request, I go to Mel and Mel often she throws names out and we often say Tom, Rotary, who should we ask, depending what the ask is. So you might not bite your tongue because I know you love to get an email from me, but they could be coming fast and furious now, especially when Jonathan and Abby start to spread amongst FFN and the Wind Seekers. So I had this great evening with all these folks that are willing to help and open up and ideas. So you never know, but we'll see what's coming.
I've got a quick, sorry, are you speaking, David?
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I just, for Jonathan, one quick John Bonnick story that tells the type of person he is. I used to have the pleasure, he used to drive me home after Rotary meetings, so we got to know each other really well. And one time he was driving me home, I said, "You're going to be at Rotary next week?" And he said, "No, I'm driving to Newfoundland." I said, "Wait a minute, you're 91." And he says, "That's no problem." I got my close friend coming with me. How old is he? 91. So, and they had a wonderful and successful trip.
Another John Bonnick story. And with that, so we keep the meeting moving along. Maria, are you prepared to officially thank our speakers tonight?
Always prepared, you know.
Yes.
No? And I usually say I work in the business of eternity. So, and also this that we've done it before, we have always done, and so history. The most important thing, and for you who doesn't know, John and Abigail, I'm the reverend in the Church of Sweden, so I have a tendency to quote the Bible, and it's force of habit. Jesus said, "Let the children come to me." And I could be your mother, so sorry for seeing you as my children. Let's see. You are the future, definitely. We, the older generations, had done a lot of mistakes. We're sorry. I'm happy and seeing a bright future when I hear you. Thank you for what you are contributing with already now. Thank you for being the light in the darkness. And I wish you all luck. And you have said today that we have helped you, that we have guided you. But I would say that it is the opposite. You are guiding us. You are showing us that there is hope in this world. So thank you and bless you.
Good. Well done.
Nicely said, Maria. Very nicely said. And with that, so Aaron, you know the routine here.
Yeah.
We have the rest of our business. So Thank you, Abigail, and thank you, Jonathan, for the great presentations. And Erin, thanks for bringing them to us tonight. It was great being able to see them in person and not have to listen to you reading off their letters. It's great. And hopefully we can do this again next year like this.
Yeah, I think the evening might be the magic sauce to make that happen. So we're not competing with 3-hour class blocks, but we're so happy to see your faces in the midst of winter. Looking forward to the spring visit. Stay well, and thanks for having us, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan and Abigail, if you want to stay on, you can stay. If you need to go, please leave. We won't be offended whatsoever. Okay, thank you again for your presentations.
Yep.
You all so much. Have a great evening.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Bye for now. Okay, let's continue on with the meeting. And so let's do Happy Bucks. And Patrick, I was gonna welcome you after we had finished the speakers, but I'm glad that Walter had announced you, and I noticed you come on earlier on. So great that you were able to join us tonight. And I missed you last week because I'm not in the city right now, but I will be there next week. Hopefully you'll be at the meeting next week. I'll be able to meet you in person. And with that, I'm going to ask if anyone has any Happy Bucks that they'd like to share. Anybody? Okay, Chad?
It was looking like no one was going to do a happy buck, so my happy buck was going to be I don't have to chase people down for happy bucks, so I'll give $5 for that.
I'll let you record that yourself.
Wow.
And I also want to note, and again, I have not seen him in a long time between travel and everything else. It's nice to see Joe Clark on the Zoom call tonight. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing lots of traveling, Joe? You're muted.
You're muted. Unmute yourself, Joe. There you go.
Yes, I apologize. I've been doing a bit of traveling and I also missed a meeting simply because I forgot the time. So, but here I am.
I'm glad to see you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no Happy Bucks, let's move on to regular business. Are there any announcements that anyone wants to share before I hand the floor over to Walter? Any of our chairs, Glenn, Jackie, Ganese?
Well, Lars, are you going to tell them what next week is all about?
Are you in town now, Lars, or are you still away?
Well, the question is what is in town, but we were done in Corona last night because Glenn and I spent 2 hours at bingo and they looked paint dry because it was very quiet. But anyway, so Carol and I stayed overnight and did some other things. So we just came back tonight to Fallon. But thanking the Chelsea, I just said that I don't know really if Chelsea is home or Fallon is home, but it's probably about 50-50. Anyway, only some discussion and I've seen that we sent out an invitation for Oh My Gosh auction, and when I looked on it, I noticed that David sent me an email, well, it should be in a different time. I said, no, but then I realized what it says. And January 21st, 12:15 a.m. I have not figured a.m. and p.m. yet in that system. But 15 a.m. is that right after midnight? Normally we after lunch.
Hearing Lars. Is everything?
Lars's internet connection is not good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, your
So
voice is not clear.
I'll speak on behalf of Lars. He sent out the invite. I don't know if everyone saw it. It said 12:15 a.m. And I sent him an email back saying, no, it shouldn't be 12:15. It's 12 noon, but even at minimum 12:15 p.m.
Right.
But that's why he's mentioning the comment about he doesn't know the time of day anymore. But that's all right. That's Fallon Falls time. It's allowed.
I'm happy that Lars is doing this mistake because we from Sweden, we use what you are calling military time, and it's so confusing, so confusing. Like this AM, PM, I have to check and double check, and I do the exact same mistake, especially when it comes to this noon thing.
Yeah, noon is always the one that always throws people off.
Yeah.
Like, can someone explain why? Why do you have AM, PM? Why?
I don't know.
Anti-meridian and post-meridian. The meridian is the middle point.
Yeah, I know. But why don't use military time? Sorry.
The
Because we're peaceful
American,
people.
it's the American influence, I think.
Yeah.
Just the way they still have inches and feet and pounds and that kind of thing.
And don't get me started on Fahrenheit.
Not that. Exactly.
Hey, I straddle both when I'm down here. I'm constantly flicking between the two.
While we're talking, does everybody understand how the Oh My Gosh auction works?
Do you want to explain, Jackie?
Well, everybody comes and brings a gift and it's wrapped and it's hidden. What's in there is a mystery. And this started many years ago at Toronto Eglinton. People tended to re-gift if they've got something for Christmas that they didn't think they could use. They wrapped it up and we sold it and made some money for the club. So everybody who comes brings a mystery gift and we auction it off.
And minimum should be $25 if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, that's right.
But you are allowed to do more.
Yes, because there was a mystery gift last year that was worth a substantial amount more, and there will be a couple of those as well here.
Yeah.
But it's the luck of the draw because you really can't see what's inside the box that you're bidding for. Okay, everybody's clear on that?
I've got one question.
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to bring cash or can we pay by card or e-transfer or something like that?
David?
Will be available.
The tap will be available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
If we wrap them up really nicely, can we put family members into the auction?
Didn't hear that.
He wants to put family members into the auction. He wants to auction off family members.
Okay. All right, Patrick, you had a question?
Yes, I have a question for you, Jackie. Is that next week or which?
It's the next week. Yes, we meet in person the first and the third Wednesday of every month in person.
Okay.
And the second Wednesday is a Zoom at night, and the fourth Wednesday is raw. It's at a pub. Okay.
Okay.
While we're on this subject, okay, Walter.
Yeah.
We have a session of trading gifts after the auction is over, don't we?
Yeah, that sort of happens a lot. In other words, if you got something that you don't like, there's a lot of trading goes on.
Barter and trade.
That's right. Barter and trade.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
No.
While we're on the subject of next week in the B&R, one of the things I noticed was that we didn't have a cash bar. Is that something that we want to try to get going at the club?
I think
how
the
important is
logistics,
having a beer or a glass of wine at lunch?
the logistics are a little bit complicated, I think, yeah. There's all kinds of rules, all kinds of little things that we have to learn in terms of the way they do things there. So it was very awkward for it was Ron Denham. I think he got a Guinness or something last week. Right? It took a little while of negotiating to figure that out.
Well, did you ask them if we could have a bar service at the meeting?
We'll have to figure it out.
Did you? But did you ask them?
Well, because Ron presented it, we were told that it's a little bit complicated. But yes, we will pursue that.
It's a question of the signing authority, Jackie, I think.
Okay.
They've got to have a member sign the check or vouch for the check.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
John McIntosh is basically our sponsoring member. And so at this point, the bill for last week is on his tab and such. And so him and I are figuring things out as we go. So I think all is well for next week. So we're looking forward to it. And we had a very successful meeting last week. I think everybody was very, very impressed with the service and the food and everything at the BNR Club. So things are looking good. So
Except that we told them when they were having 21 people and they had
31.
27. We had 27.
31 was the final count.
31? Well, really, we're going to have to say that you've got to sign up or we can't accommodate you because
So just so you know, there were problems signing up last week. Several people commented when the notice went out, you couldn't sign up. And then some people, like I think it was Bob Vernon, was sitting next to me, and he said he had trouble, and somebody else at the table said they just, I don't know. So that's something on our end that was happening last week.
That was a problem with Club Runner. It was reported and they did fix it. So that's why some people had trouble and others did not. So it was fixed I reported it to Club Runner as soon as it came to my attention and it was fixed. But we will have to discuss at the board meeting, how do we go about, BNR organizes things slightly differently. So we need to discuss whether we actually instill a cutoff date where people will not be able to register. Do we want to do that? Not advantages, disadvantages? Can they accommodate us otherwise? Because this wasn't the case that the TLTC, the reporting needed to be done a day before, really, in the evening of the day before the lunch. BNR requests 72 hours advance notice of registration, and our club members are not used to registering that much in advance. So
we'll have to get a really tough notice out for members. Register 72 hours or don't show up.
Well, that's Friday, isn't it?
Well, no, I would have to send them, I would have to know by Sunday, and then send them Sunday evening so that by when they know on Wednesday. I mean, we can't say Friday. That's too far in advance.
That's right.
So should I be sending out the announcements for the meetings on the Friday then instead of the Monday morning?
Probably.
I have them now. When I heard about the notice, I'm now registering for the notice to go out on the Friday.
Okay, I will change them to go out on Friday mornings. Okay. And I'll make a change on the announcements.
Okay.
So they know they need to register by end of day Sunday.
That's amazing that we gave them 21 and they served 31. That was amazing.
Yeah. Well, at the board meeting, there will be a lot to discuss in terms of what the billing is actually going to be. I think it's going to be substantially higher than we anticipated. So we haven't got numbers yet. I talked to John McIntosh earlier today, but that'll be something we'll have to discuss at the board meeting on Tuesday. But all is well, all is a go, obviously, for Wednesday. We're looking forward to the Oh My Gosh auction. And again, it's always been a good time. It's always been a good event. And yeah, so please come and enjoy the day with us.
One other thing that I would like to mention why it's important to register, not only for planning purposes at the venue, but also for your attendance records. I go into the registration to put in the attendance records for the club. If you don't register, as far as I'm concerned, you didn't attend.
Okay.
Good to know.
Walter, can I say something about the food?
Yes. Yeah.
Even though 21 registered and 31 attended, there was still a lot of food left.
Well, they brought out a second batch there. I think middle of the luncheon there for somehow or other, they brought out a lot of extra food. So
Okay.
apparently they're billing us for 31 people is the word I have.
Mhm.
So that's, a little bit.
Well, if there was 31 people there, 31 paid.
Yeah.
Or we had two guests, I believe, who did not pay, plus the speaker.
Okay.
Is there, I noticed on their website that there's a dress code in the dining room. Like, should we be informing our members about any kind of dress code?
Is it business casual?
Business casual, does that mean no jeans and,
No jeans, definitely. Yeah,
okay, no jeans?
no. Not necessarily a jacket, not necessarily a tie.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe.
No, it's certainly a very, very attractive venue. I think
Mhm.
since the fire and such, since we were there last 10 years ago or so, again, it's beautifully redone. It's a beautiful club, and the service again that we got was exemplary, right? So I think everyone agrees there.
Yeah.
But Walter, the other thing is, depending on the numbers, they can open the room by
That's right.
removing the wall.
Well, there's two walls that can be opened up, so we can have a room 3 times the size of the room we had last week.
But if they know in advance how many there are,
Exactly.
then they can open the wall.
Right. So yeah, no, lots of possibilities. So again, we do have to discuss budgets, and we do have to discuss our costs and such, and we might have to present that to the membership at large a little bit later. But again, that'll all be discussed at our board meeting on Tuesday night. So we'll get all that ironed out and figure out where we stand, right? So, but right now, again, I think almost everybody was very, very impressed.
Yep.
Walter, is there anything else you want to share before we close down the meeting? It's 7:58. So
I think we can probably close down. Does anybody else have anything to say?
I just think David should put a lot of money into Happy Bucks, because when Abigail mentioned it was snowing like the devil out there, the smile on your face, you just burst into a grin, and I thought, I'm not supposed to see that, am I?
Wow.
You all big bucks.
Oh, please.
David, you're driving back, aren't you, on the weekend?
Oh God, no. My
So
truck is spending the whole winter down here. It came down at the beginning of November, and it's not going home till May. I'm flying back and forth this year. There
Okay.
is no truck driving.
Okay, so you are going to be there for the Oh My Gosh auction.
Yes, I come in as long as there's no issues with weather. I'm supposed to be flying in late on Tuesday night, so I just have to figure out what I'm going to bring for my auction items. So figure that out. Can I ask that Jackie and Norma stay on afterwards, if you could, just for 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
Everyone else, thank you for your time tonight. Patrick, it was lovely meeting you over Zoom, and hopefully I'll see you in person another day.
Yep.
But thank you, everybody, and have a great week. We'll see you next week at Oh My Gosh.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
Okay.
You all.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good week, everybody. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.